The movie starts with a door swings open, and in steps the widow. Draped in her signature black attire, her presence is both elegant and menacing. The music screeches to a halt, and the room falls silent. Eyes dart toward her, some filled with confusion, others with fear. Without a word, the widow unsheaths her blade, her movements swift and calculated. What follows is a symphony of chaos, a brutal and beautifully choreographed dance of death. The widow comes to the nightclub to convince one of her former workers to join her in order to eliminate Baron Quinn. The tension escalates when the widow moves like a shadow, her strikes precise and deadly. One by one, Ryder's men fall, their confidence shattered by her unmatched skill. Her twin blades gleam under the flickering lights, slicing through the air with deadly purpose. A desperate few try to fight back, their weapons clumsy against her finesse. But the widow is relentless, her every movement fueled by a purpose far greater than survival. The last man standing, trembling and wounded, pleads for mercy. The widow steps closer, her blade resting at his throat. "You tell Ryder," she says, her voice cold as steel, "this is just the beginning." With that, she delivers the final blow, leaving the nightclub bathed in blood and silence. The movie shift where we see MK finds himself wandering through the widow's territory after narrowly escaping a violent encounter. As he navigates the unfamiliar landscape, he encounters Tilda, one of the widow's daughters, who is initially wary of him but quickly senses his vulnerability. Tilda impulsively decides to take MK to her home, believing he might be safe there. As they arrive at the widow's mansion, MK feels a mix of curiosity and apprehension about what lies ahead. Tilda introduces him to her mother, the widow, who is intrigued by MK's presence and potential abilities. The atmosphere is charged with tension as the widow questions MK, seeking to uncover the truth about his mysterious powers. Despite his initial reluctance to reveal anything about himself, MK is drawn into the widow's world, setting the stage for a complex relationship that will unfold throughout the episode. In the aftermath of the widow's violent nightclub takeover, Baron Quinn receives urgent intelligence about the invasion from his loyal regent. The atmosphere in Quinn's stronghold is tense as he gathers his inner circle, including Ryder and Sam, to discuss the implications of the widow's aggressive expansion into their territory. Quinn's face darkens with concern as he realizes the threat she poses not only to his power but to the stability of the Badlands as a whole. He demands a thorough investigation into how the widow was able to orchestrate such a bold attack and instructs Ryder to prepare their forces for a counterstrike. In the widow's mansion we see MK is taking a bath. The atmosphere is dense and charged with intrigue. Tilda, the widow's daughter, draws the bath for MK, who feels both vulnerable and out of place in this luxurious setting. As he undresses, Tilda makes a teasing remark about how her mother told her to keep an eye on him, adding an awkward layer to their interaction. Suddenly, the widow appears, catching MK off guard as she begins to wash his back, an intimate gesture that surprises him. She probes MK about his origins and whether he is the boy she has been searching for, someone with special powers. MK, feeling the weight of her scrutiny, downplays his abilities, claiming that he comes from a family of tobacco farmers and insisting that there's nothing extraordinary about him. In the Quinn house, Baron Quinn calls for Sam, who is in the midst of intense training with the other Clippers. Quinn's voice carries authority as he instructs Sam to prepare for a critical mission outside the Badlands, emphasizing the need to gather intelligence on the widow's recent activities. Sam quickly gathers his gear, eager to prove himself and ready for action. As they mount their horses, Quinn's demeanor is serious. He knows that every move they make could shift the balance of power in this dangerous landscape. The two rides off into the unknown, determined to confront the threats that loom beyond their territory. The widow is visited by a group of potential allies, including a nomad leader named Hud, who she hopes to unite against Baron Quinn. During their tense meeting, the widow passionately outlines her ambitions to overthrow Quinn and expand her influence in the Badlands. However, the nomads are skeptical of her plans and refuse to pledge their support until they witness proof of her strength. To demonstrate her resolve, Tilda, the widow's daughter, is ordered to fight one of Hud's soldiers in a brutal display of combat. As the fight unfolds, Tilda showcases her formidable skills and ultimately kills the soldier, impressing the nomads and forcing them to reconsider their stance. Baron Quinn and Sam arrive at the secluded home of Doc Vernon, who is also the stepfather of Sam's wife, Vale. As they enter, the atmosphere is tense, filled with unspoken fears about Quinn's declining health. During the examination, Doc Vernon reveals the devastating truth: Quinn has an incurable tumor and doesn't have long to live. This revelation sends Quinn into a spiral of rage and paranoia, fearing that his enemies will exploit his vulnerability. When Doc Vernon suggests that Quinn should consider his legacy and the future of his territory, Quinn's desperation escalates. He orders Sam to kill the doctor and his wife to eliminate any witnesses to his condition. When Sam hesitates, Quinn's fury boils over, and he takes matters into his own hands, brutally murdering both Doc Vernon and his wife himself. With blood on his hands and a dark resolve in his heart, Quinn demands that Sam burn down the house to erase any trace of their visit, solidifying his descent into madness as he grapples with impending death and the lengths he will go to maintain his power. Sonny visits a lame man who holds a pigeon, seeking counsel about his desire to leave the treacherous world of the Badlands. The man, wise yet weary, warns Sonny that such a decision could lead to his death if Baron Quinn discovers his intentions. He emphasizes the dangers of defying Quinn, whose wrath is as lethal as the harsh environment they inhabit. Despite the man's grim warnings, Sonny's resolve to escape grows stronger as he reflects on the life he wants for himself and the impending arrival of his child with Vale. The movie shifts and we see the widow devises a plan to determine whether MK possesses the dangerous powers she believes he has. She orders her daughter, Tilda, to draw blood from MK in a test to see if he transforms into a violent entity when provoked. As Tilda prepares to cut MK, a moment of hesitation occurs, and she instinctively cuts her own hand instead, smearing her blood on MK's face to deceive the widow into thinking he has reacted to the blood. This act of defiance not only protects MK from the widow's experiment but also deepens the bond between Tilda and MK, as they both navigate the perilous environment of the widow's domain. The scene is charged with tension, showcasing Tilda's loyalty to MK and hinting at the complexities of their relationship as they confront the looming threat of the widow's ambitions. Sonny returns to Vale with a heavy heart, revealing the shocking truth that Baron Quinn killed her parents. As they sit in the dim light of their humble dwelling, the weight of his confession hangs in the air, shattering Vale's world and forcing her to confront the brutal reality of Quinn's ruthless nature. Sonny explains that Quinn's paranoia about his own mortality drove him to eliminate anyone who could threaten his power, including Vale's family. This revelation not only deepens the emotional turmoil between them but also solidifies Sonny's resolve to escape the Badlands with Vale and their unborn child. Faced with grief and anger, Vale grapples with her desire for revenge against Quinn while Sonny urges her to focus on their future and the need to leave the violent world they inhabit. This pivotal moment underscores the stakes for both characters as they navigate love, loss, and the looming threat of Quinn's wrath. Ryder visits a brothel under the guise of seeking pleasure but has ulterior motives as he aims to gather intelligence on Baron Quinn's enemies. While engaging with a prostitute, he deftly steers the conversation to uncover information about recent thefts of Quinn's opium and oil. The prostitute, sensing Ryder's true intentions, reveals that a rival faction has been stealing from Quinn, providing him with crucial details that could shift the balance of power in the Badlands. Baron Quinn sends Sonny and Ryder on a mission to spy on the area where his opium and oil are being stolen. As they infiltrate the territory of the rival faction, they quickly find themselves in a perilous situation. Ryder, eager to prove himself, gets captured and is left hanging by chains, gravely injured and near death. Sonny fights valiantly to rescue him but is also ambushed and nearly killed in the process. Just as hope seems lost, MK, having learned of their plight, arrives just in time to help Sonny fend off their attackers. Together, they manage to escape with Ryder in critical condition, marking a significant turning point in their alliance as they return to Quinn's stronghold. In the final scene, Sonny returns to Baron Quinn's stronghold with MK and a gravely injured Ryder in tow. As they enter the fortress, Quinn's dissatisfaction is palpable. He immediately confronts Sonny about MK's presence and expresses his displeasure at the boy's escape from his territory. Quinn's frustration boils over as he questions Sonny's loyalty, suspecting that MK could be a threat to his power. Despite Sonny's attempts to explain the circumstances of their mission and MK's potential, Quinn remains unconvinced, his paranoia heightened by recent events. Thank you for joining us in this recap of Into the Badlands. If you enjoyed our content and want to see more exciting recaps, analyses, and discussions about your favorite shows, please help us grow our channel by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment below. Your support not only motivates us to create more engaging content but also helps build a vibrant community of fellow fans. Let us know your thoughts on the episode and what you'd like to see next. Together, we can explore the thrilling worlds of our favorite series. Your engagement makes all the difference.